sir, you can begin.
Do any of you know the percentage of the catastrophic increase in college tuitions? No? Neither did I before I did a little digging. I want to go over some of the main reasons future undergrads need to push to lower college tuition here in America. I'm going to bring you the statistics covering the rise of tuition, how much colleges are receiving annually, and the steps what we can do to fix it. Let's see how much the prices of living and education have risen in just the past few decades, from 1981 to present. So these statistics that I'm about to show you are from John Schoen, economics reporter in CNBC, a renowned, well-accepted news outlet. So from this, the dots are the types of colleges that have gone up. This major rise here is only the tuition and fees of public colleges. That's not even room and board. Room and board is a completely other line. So if you don't know, if you look up there, it's a 263% increase from 1981. Why prices of education are going up, I don't know. But this doesn't even include boarding. So now I'm going to go to two graphs here, and I'll explain them once I get to them. That is not what I wanted to open. Okay, so this first graph here is just the change in prices from a 10-year period of 1974 to 1984. As you can see, it doesn't even go up that much. It maybe goes up 26% or so. Now, if we look at today's stats, if I can do that without messing it up. Oh wait, that was today's stats, sorry. That was a 36% increase. So back in 1974, we can see that the price not only does it not rise, but it even goes down a little bit before rising. So those are just two graphs that I wanted to share with you to kind of explain my position on why we need to lower the prices of tuition. So according to a quote from Bernie Sanders, when he was running for president, is every person in this country who has the desire and ability should be able to get all the education they need, regardless of income of their family. This is not a radical idea. In Germany, Scandinavia, and many other countries, higher education is either free or very inexpensive. We must do the same. Now that you know how much college tuition has risen, let's see how much colleges actually make from this. I'm going to go for a regular college down in Springfield, MSU, or Missouri State University. They make $7,000 for in-state tuition, $14,000 for out-of-state tuition, and $8,000 for room and board. This is according to their website at MissouriState.edu. 17,000 of the students are paying in-state tuition, 3,689 of them are paying out-of-state tuition, and 4,680 are also paying room and board. This doesn't include meal plans, gas, or any other prices that students may be paying. So every year, this college is bringing in $214,988,000 annually. And then this puts the students at $16,699 in debt every graduate. If the college is making this much, I don't know why they need to put students in so much debt when they graduate. That's setting them up for failure. Hillary Clinton, when she was running for presidency, she also went on the same stance that we need to lower college tuition. She states that she talks about debt too. American families are drowning in debt caused by ever-rising college costs. Now, I understand that tuition is what pays for colleges, but listen to this theory. According to the College Board, the makers and publishers of the PSAT and SAT tests, government is giving out lots and lots of loans and grants. On average, 2 out of 3 students are receiving grants from the government, and these grants, what it means is that students don't have to pay it back. So the government is paying for a lot of their education. This doesn't even include their scholarships. 34% of this comes in loans, which students do eventually need to be paid back. And this may not be a hard idea. What I'm saying is we need government to pay colleges individually. If we just cut out the middleman of the student, governments can go in and award grants to colleges, therefore lowering tuition for the students. Because overall, students aren't even paying for these costs. The colleges are receiving money that is given to the students by the government. Now, I've showed you the stats, and we need to take a stance as further college students. The student pay has risen. What we need to do is we need to understand and educate others on this topic right now. Eventually we'll be able to do something. Eventually something will happen. But maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. Now, we can take something right now, and that is FAFSA. This is given to us by the government. This is the grants I'm talking about that we can do to help ourselves pay for college tuition. They'll come in and they'll go through all your family income and everything about that and give you grants according to that. Politicians are also pushing for this. As I already stated, Bernie Sanders, he also says we need a revolution in the way that the United States funds higher education, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I want to educate each and every one of you on the problem, and I hope that I've done just that. From this speech, I hope you too now agree we need to lower these costs, and I've brought up the points on the rise of tuition and how much colleges are receiving, and what steps we can be taking. Thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll see a decrease in tuition one day.
Thank you very much. And if you don't mind staying put for just a few moments here, and our students can ask you a few questions.
Why does it cost so much?
Well, on those graphs, it also puts up the inflation and rise of goods and services, but I don't understand completely why colleges are jacking up these prices so much, but it also does have to do with inflation of goods and services. Jose?
Okay, what about the thousands of dollars in scholarships that colleges give out? Don't you think that kind of evens out the amount of money they actually make a year?
Well, yeah, but if they just cut out the scholarships, then they can lower the tuition there. Cody?
So is it through the years tuition is raising, then is it the scholarship raising too, or it stays the same?
Scholarships, when scholarships are made, it's usually for a reason. I mean, every now and then colleges will make a scholarship, just a set scholarship, but you know, sometimes somebody will come in and they'll start fundraising and they'll build, like a business class could come in and play the stock market, and then future business students can come in and apply for scholarships that they take interest off those stock markets, and they can just use that as a scholarship sometimes. That's just an example of what kind of happens. Like sometimes it's just banking scholarships.
Where would this money, like Bernie Sanders, like you said, where would the money from like the free college come from? Would it raise taxes?
Well, I'm not saying free college. I'm saying we just need to lower the college costs because it's rising faster than even inflation is rising.
So where does the money from like the federal grants come from?
Well, right now federal grants come from taxpayers and stuff like that, but if we just take out the grants, we wouldn't have to pay students individually for going to college. Like, we wouldn't have to help them. We could just give a set grant to the colleges to help lower that tuition.
Do you think that the rise in cost could have to do with the new technology?
Technology? What do you mean?
Like new computers. I know for medical school they have a lot of equipment that they need, and it's getting newer and more expensive. Do you think that could be part of it?
Maybe sometimes, but a lot of colleges, I mean, that's just a small part of it. Not all colleges are just big medical colleges, you know. Elizabeth?
How good would the quality of college be if you cut costs of tuition?
Well, I don't think you can put a price on education. What you learn is what you learn.
Yeah, but if you cut price of tuition, that also pays for like teachers and professors. So would some of them be like let go of from the place? If you
Well, I'm not saying let go, but there was a stat on MissouriState.edu that the average professor in their college is making $103,000 a year. So I'm not saying cut it. I'm just lowering tuition. I mean, that'll lower their pay grade. I mean, but not that much that they're in poor now. I'm not saying that. Jose.
What's the average cost of tuition? I don't know if you said it or I missed it.
The average cost of tuition can, I mean, from all colleges?
Yeah, from like the whole United States, you know.
No, I don't. I mean, I had a thing on here that shows it. I don't know it exactly. It's in here. So right now, for just the tuition and fees for a public 4-year institution, it's at, I don't know the exact percentage, but it's risen about 260% or so from back when your parents would be going to college.
Okay, so that professor you mentioned to Elizabeth, you said he was paid $103,000. Would you say that he's not worth $103,000?
Well, I don't care what he's worth. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, like, in order to lower the cost of some colleges, we need to cut costs somewhere, right? And so one of the examples you were talking about was how high the professors were being paid. And so do you think that we should cut the payment of the professor, and therefore saying, do you think he's worth what they're paying him or not?
Well, I mean, you can't. I said before you can't really put a price on education, but that also goes to lowering education prices. It really, I mean, I could be the smartest man in the world, and it wouldn't make a difference on how much they paid me because I'm just getting paid a set cost. And then that also, the colleges also are providing like medical care and things like that. I don't know.
Okay. All right, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you very much, guys.